a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
Hey YouTubers, if you like what you see, make sure you click subscribe below. Today we're doing our flex coverage, so sit back, crack a cold one, and enjoy.
In a world where losing in your fantasy football league isn't an option, we present to you Triple Coverage Podcast.
It wasn't more dry. Las Vegas weather or Travis's humor?
Definitely no humidity over here.
No, I was just trying to lighten the mood because it was a little too whatever. I was trying to be funny. I'm not very good at it, but I was trying.
No, he's very dry.
Dry humor.
Dry, like he's like the Sahara Desert.
But it's a dry humor.
I think it's Vegas weather is getting to your humor.
And welcome back. You know what else is dry? My pockets after week 2. I lost every single bet.
Did you?
Yes, I did.
I
I did the usual 2 out of 3 on my parlays.
I lost the majority of mine, but the ones that I won made me break even. And then I put the little amount that I did win, I parlayed on Sunday night and I lost. So I'm literally even.
What about you, David Warbucks?
Yeah, I was pretty bad too.
What'd you
It
call
was
him?
rough.
David Warbucks.
What? Okay.
That's a reference, Daddy Warbucks.
Don't know what
Is
that
it-
is.
Is it from a movie?
Yeah,
Annie?
I
Is it
think
from
so.
Annie?
Yes.
Little Orphan Annie?
I think so.
No
A
clue.
really rich guy, then yeah.
All right, guys. So
I'm
you're
not that.
so you're showing your age here a little
Yeah.
bit. What?
Not
Like,
that.
What are we talking? 70s?
Yeah,
what was that?
When Little Orphan Annie came, I have no idea.
I would have to say.
Anyways, it's Triple
Okay.
Coverage Podcast. We're back. It's a Saturday, the day before all these NFL games go off, and so we're going to help you with your lineups by going through a lot of flex plays that you might have on your lineup. Obviously, everybody's team is different, so these are guys going to be in that category that not top 24.
Mm-hmm.
As
These are
far
guys,
as-
fringe flex guys, like you like to say.
Right. I'm with my brother James up,
Whoa.
and we have a special guest on this Saturday, David Ward.
Fantasy football for life.
There you go.
Saturdays are for the boys.
I'm
Yes,
myself
sir.
with Jay up, and so let's get it started. Actually, let's get cracking. Everyone, go ahead and grab a player.
Don't you dare look, Dave.
I'm not looking.
Who wants to go first? Ooh.
Why don't one of you guys go first? I'll go third.
You want to go first? Or I'll go first. Okay, so I pulled Peyton Barber from
Okay.
the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. They're actually playing on Monday night at home against the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Mhm.
So here's my assessment on Peyton Barber. Peyton Barber hasn't done great the first 2 weeks. Like, he hasn't set the world on fire. But Ronald Jones is nowhere to be found. And I don't care about Ronald Jones. He doesn't worry me whatsoever. It's Peyton Barber's job, and he's playing against the Pittsburgh Steelers, who just gave up 40-something points to Kansas City, and however many points week 1. Clearly, the defense there is not clicking in Pittsburgh, and clearly, the whole entire offense for Tampa should go off. I think the over-under for the game is 53.5. So, being that we are from Las Vegas, when you see a line that's set at 53.5 as a total under-over, that to me means a lot of scoring. That to me means a lot of opportunity for fantasy relevance in that game. So I am playing Peyton Barber, and I actually will start him with confidence in my flex spot this week because you're not relying on him to be your number 1 or 2. You're talking about your third running back, and if I can get my third running back, I don't care what team it is or who it is, playing the Pittsburgh Steelers at home, I'm taking that running back, and I feel very confident playing Peyton Barber this week. Do you guys agree?
I also love having that guy. Like we've talked about this many times. You have that guy on Monday night going. I like to have that extra guy, whether it be a kicker, defense, or like you said, in a flex play like Peyton Barber on a high-scoring shootout game. I like having that guy because if I am down and the other team I'm playing doesn't have anybody going, I still have a shot. So
Even
I
if
do
you're
like
down,
having that
even
late
if you're down 20, you're like, you know what? I still have Peyton Barber. I need a big game out of him, but it's still possible. You haven't lost yet.
Yeah, just this last Sunday night, I had one league, the Big Boy League, the $500 league,
Right.
where I was down by 50, and I had Zeke Elliott, and I was literally just like, please just break an 80-yard touchdown, please. Like I was like literally
That's
on the
not
floor
that's not a big deal.
playing, praying. I was
That's
like,
not too much
please
to
just
ask.
give me because you get bonus points for the long
You only
touchdowns,
have Zeke.
and I was like, please,
There's no
I had
way.
Zeke going. I was down by 50
Well,
because the
there's-
guy I was playing
Zeke's not
every.
getting 51. He's not. Even Todd Gurley wouldn't get 51.
He scored 20 with like an average game.
Right.
Yeah,
It was like an average like
So
whatever,
he needed
21.
to double that, and you still wouldn't have won.
Right, I needed an 80-yard touchdown.
But it made you feel better that you had an
Reception.
option.
Yes.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
I
Do
still
you,
wasn't out of it until the fourth
How
quarter, about
confident-
4 minutes ago.
Dave, how confident you feel about starting Peyton Barber at home against Pittsburgh? Do you feel okay starting him in your flex, or are you down on Peyton Barber? I haven't really got
I
your
mean,
take on
it did-
Ronald Jones actually. Do you?
2
No,
weeks,
I don't.
2 weeks
No,
inactive.
Ronald Jones don't even. I wouldn't even like consider.
Would
him
you say
to
he's
help you this year at all?
The biggest flop of the first round rookie drafts as far as dynasty leagues go?
Yeah, I would put him in that category. I mean,
Well,
by
guys,
far.
obviously, guys got
Yeah,
out of the season.
Yeah, but Geis is injured, so
Correct.
that's different. I mean, just for running backs, absolutely. Like he's
Irrelevant.
turned into somebody that I remember we were talking about taking with 4th, 5th, 6th pick. In,
Right.
in a
Yep.
dynasty,
That's where he went.
and
Yeah.
it was rough.
Yeah.
In a redraft, would you almost rather have Darius Geis
No.
than Ronald Jones?
it's a coin flip for me.
Yeah, that's a
in
huge.
In a
number.
redraft.
a redraft, I'm going.
Darius Geis and Ronald. Yeah.
Okay. Next.
You're just like, at least I got my future next year working.
No, not in a redraft though. You wouldn't.
For Darius Geis?
Yeah,
He's
it's
like
like
next
saying
year.
neither one of them's gonna get 0 points.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
Like,
it's
you're like,
like,
hey, I got
1-0.
Darius Geis. Yeah, I got Ronald Jones. Yeah, we're about the same.
I'll trade you. He's like,
Yeah,
all
I'll
right.
give you.
Who'd you guys pull?
Who'd you
I pulled. Let's see here. This is easy. Kenny Galladay.
Nice.
I would definitely put him in a flex spot.
So he
If,
is actually.
if he was borderline between any receivers you have, I don't know your team, but I would definitely play Kenny Galladay because obviously what you've seen the past 2 weeks, and he's healthy.
He's playing
That
at
is
home.
the most important thing.
He's playing
healthy.
at home, and he's
And
playing
he's
the New
playing
England
New England,
Patriots,
yes.
who just gave up like 34, I think it
Yeah.
was, to the
Blake
Jacksonville
Bortles
Jaguars.
just torched the Patriots secondary. I know the Patriots seem to figure things out. Everybody
Mm-hmm.
can just do that Monday morning overreaction
Yeah.
about the Patriots, but this is different. I feel like I know that Kenny Galladay, if I had to put him in my flex for my third
You feel
spot,
good?
yes, I would feel good.
Really?
Yes.
It's actually
Yes.
one of the higher scoring games as well. Like
Yeah.
you
Yes.
mentioned, the Pittsburgh
51.
game is 53.5. This is 51.5. And the one thing I like about that is that the Detroit Lions defense is not that good.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the
Say that
Patriots, they have 2 good offenses. So this is like prime, to me, this is a prime shootout. I don't think New England's fixed their defense yet. I think they will,
But
I don't
that's
think they fixed it yet.
that is what we said last season when they got absolutely annihilated by Kansas City week 1, and then week 2 the same thing. They gave up. I think they won week 2, but they gave up a ton of points, and then all of a sudden like week 4, it was like a whole new the whole entire
Yeah.
defense was done.
But
Or
I
changed.
remember like Kenny Galladay was like the guy to trade for like week 2,
Mhm.
and I remember even in my other dynasty league, I was like, man, I'm trying to get this guy, and then
He got hurt.
He said no, and I was like, this sucks, and then he got hurt, and I was like, yes,
Right,
But
hamstring.
now
all
I know
year.
he's still the same player, even
Yeah.
though it's a year later. But at least you know that he's going to be consistent because he did it last year. That's why I would be get confident about playing.
I actually agree with him. I think that Detroit, being a Detroit Lions fan, I watched every play from both games already, and they have been using Kenny Galladay more in 2 receiver sets and 3 receiver sets than I ever thought they were going to use. So they obviously feel confident in him. So far, he hasn't really messed up. He hasn't really fumbled or made any drops or anything. He seems to be a reliable target. And let's not forget, I've said it many times, he is a huge target that is replacing the fact that they got rid of Eric Ebron and didn't replace him with anything of relevance. So he's the only guy that's over 6 foot tall as a receiver on the entire team. He clearly is going to get the red zone targets. Their tight end situation is a mess. So he's going to be the guy they're going to go to when Stafford gets down inside the 10-yard line if they're going to throw the ball.
Let me ask something.
Okay.
Last year, when you had to pick through the 2, and then once Galladay went down, Jones stepped up, right?
Oh,
Now
yeah.
that Galladay's here, he's
Who
going to
haven't we
get all
heard?
that.
Who
Right.
haven't we heard
You haven't
from?
heard of Marvin Jones at all.
Like, he's been doing okay, but only because Detroit's been down so much both games. The Jets and last week against San Francisco, they've been playing catch-up since, like, the first quarter. So he's right about that, though. Like Jones got the opportunity that he got, and he is a solid player as well, Marvin Jones. But his production went skyrocketing when there was no third option. There was no one. It was literally Golden Tate, Marvin Jones, and T.J. Jones. And T.J. Jones has been there for a couple of years and hasn't really done anything. I mean, he only gets in when they're running 4 receiver sets, and I love Kenny Galladay in the red zone. I just pray that he stays healthy, his hamstrings get taken care of, and he's all good to go. So I agree, Jay.
Well, here's who I pulled. Do you guys like high scoring games?
Not really.
Who doesn't?
Yeah, of course.
If you're playing fantasy football, do you want to have a guy in a high scoring game?
It depends on who it is. Nope, I'm
How
not.
about Pierre Garcon, San Francisco 49ers against the Kansas City Chiefs?
Whoa, it's 56.
The highest point total on the board. 56 points is the over-under.
Wow.
KC has Swiss cheese defense and a fantastic offense. So we talked about shootout
Jesus.
with the first 2 games that you guys just did. This is prime for a shootout. The 49ers at Kansas City, Jimmy Garoppolo going to Arrowhead. We don't know how Goodwin's going to play.
What?
We don't even know if he's going to play.
What?
Who?
Exactly.
What?
You saw George Kittle as one of the guys that's a main target.
Week 2, I was surprised they didn't
Week
throw
2,
him
they
as
didn't
much,
throw him as much.
but they were also leading the majority of that game.
Trent Taylor hasn't done anything at all this year.
I agree.
Pierre Garçon to me is a prime candidate for a little bit of a breakout. I think he's a PPR guy that's going to get you quite a bit of points this week, and I think San Fran's going to be down, so they're going to have to throw. They're not going to rely on Matt Breida and
that one long fluke run.
Correct.
Is anyone? This is outside the fact of Pierre Garçon, but is anyone noticing that Kansas City's only favored by 6 points after they just put up 42 against Pittsburgh and looked like? I mean, Mahomes threw six touchdowns, got 10 through 2
It's
weeks.
because their defense is so bad.
But that makes me like Pierre Garçon even more. The fact that
Correct.
like you know that Kansas City is going to put up a minimum of 28 points.
The Chiefs were getting 4.5 on the road
Right.
against
And now-
the Steelers. Now they're -6
Right.
at home
10
against 49ers.
10.5 point swing there.
Yeah.
I
Yes.
guess.
I think it's about right.
Yeah.
Touchdown in the NFL.
that's what I mean. To me, the reason why
56, Lord.
Kansas City will never be favored by a lot of points is
Right.
because
Their
it's
defense.
prime for a backdoor cover. Because they're the type of team that's going to be up by 14 points because Mahomes can put it up with the best of them right now.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you're up by 10 points and you have like 4 minutes to go and then someone gets a cheap field goal
Oh,
or
it's
a
going to
cheap
be
touchdown.
garbage time city for
Correct.
the San Francisco 49ers, in my opinion. So, of the 3 guys we pulled on round 1 here, you have Peyton Barber, you have Kenny Galladay, and you have Pierre Garçon. Which one do you guys, if you had all 3 of these guys on your roster and you're like, damn, I got to make a decision, who are you playing in your flex spot? You can only pick one. In a PPR league, obviously we're talking.
To me, it's a toss-up between Peyton Barber and Pierre Garçon because I like
Really?
Kenny Galladay, but Kenny Galladay is the number, at very worst, the number 2 option, maybe number 3
Right.
option.
I agree.
Depending on Kerryon Johnson and how much he's
Yeah.
participating.
But
Pierre
Dante
Garçon's
Pettis
the
doesn't
number
get
1.
involved in the 49ers?
He will get involved,
But Pierre
but
Garçon's the number 1, technically.
especially
I mean,
with Goodwin
yeah.
now.
I mean, yeah, no, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying, like, I
think
mean, I
that-
couldn't just go right into Peyton Barber, like,
I think the Patriots' defense is better than the Chiefs' defense as
yeah.
well.
I mean, after last week, but yeah, we're going into week 3, so
So-
we're just going off what we've seen.
So if you had to pick one, you're saying who, Jay? Just one. Don't say it's between this guy and this guy. One guy.
I'll
roll
go
with it.
Garçon.
I'll
go
go
Galladay.
Galladay.
I'm leaning towards Galladay as well.
I'm okay with that. I'm okay with Galladay. Like,
Yeah, I
it's
think
not going to hurt my
We're
feelings
splitting hairs.
because to me,
Yeah,
Galladay is a
really,
guy
yeah.
that could go out there and he could muscle some of those defenders, and he could end up having a better game than Tate and Marvin
It's the
Jones.
fact that Galladay is technically the number 3 receiver, but in an offense that's going to be down every single game where Stafford's going to throw the ball 45 times. Sometimes it's better to have the wide receiver 3 than it is to have the wide receiver 1 or 2 on the Buffalo Bills or on the San Francisco or whoever it is. Sometimes I'd rather have that 3rd guy or 2nd guy as opposed to the wide receiver 1 because of the situation they're in, the fact that they're going to be down for sure. So give me Kenny Galladay. And I hate to be a homer. I'm a Detroit Lions fan, but I honestly believe that Galladay will outscore these
But
other 2
I
guys.
had Marvin Jones last year at the beginning of the season. I was like, yeah, who's this Galladay guy? He's going to kill my Marvin Jones. You know, and then he got hurt, and I was like, yes.
Yeah.
So
Only
that's
because he got
what
hurt.
makes me more confident for Galladay, yeah.
All
Well,
right.
not only that, but what the Chiefs are doing is pretty impressive too. Like let's not overlook that. They're 2-0 at home. I'm sorry, they're 2-0 this season, and they're 0-0 at home. They haven't played a
Right.
home game yet.
2-0 on the road. Now they're at home in Arrowhead.
I want to watch that game.
Give me all the money that you have in your pocket right now. We're gonna ride the Chiefs because there's no way they're not gonna win by more than 6. You can
Yeah.
book that. All right, next, Dave.
I agree.
Draw one.
Draw, Dave.
I'll let somebody else go first
City.
because I love this guy.
Oh, I love this guy.
No, go then go ahead.
Go
All
ahead.
right. Well, this
Oh,
is
I
easy.
don't love this guy's matchup. Let me take that back. Go ahead, Dave.
Let me.
Jesus.
Yeah, I'm gonna just go with Philip Lindsay. I have here.
Nice.
Wow, this
So
is.
Philip Lindsay's on
boy,
the road in Baltimore.
This guy has earned a must start, and if you have a big flex league,
Mhm.
this is an easy play. I mean, to me, that this guy has been getting targets and handoffs, and like it just seems that, I mean, like this guy's came out of nowhere.
Are you
He's
worried
a guy
about his matchup with the Ravens though, being on the road? Are you worried? I mean, does
No,
it
because-
just raise a red flag at all?
No,
or
because even though bad offenses create more opportunities for receptions, that's
Mhm.
all. That's all it creates.
Mhm.
Like you can look last night,
Dump
or
offs.
whatever you can do with Saquon
Saquon
Barkley,
Barkley, yep.
who got 14 receptions. He got only 80 yards on 14 receptions. But unless you're in your PPR league, that's 14 points. So this could be, I'm not saying it's going to be the same, but this could be similar.
Mm-hmm.
So this guy has an opportunity to do very well.
I personally am not scared about Baltimore's defense, or being on the road in Baltimore. Denver's 2-0, and they came back from a 19. It was like 19-10.
No.
But it was against Oakland.
Cincinnati lit him up.
It was
That's what I mean. And in week 1, they looked like world beaters because they played a crappy Buffalo Bills team, and then they actually played a decent team that has a decent offense. Like Cincinnati's not great, but they have a decent offense. And yeah, they ran all over.
I think both Freeman and Philip Lindsay are both decent flex plays this week. But as long as Philip Lindsay is the quote hot hand, and the coach is willing to play the hot hand, there's no reason not to start him. I don't think that I would be comfortable starting him as my running back 1 or 2, but if you're talking about your running back 3 and a guy that's been getting probably 60% of the touches at this point, what's not to like about that? And it's not like the matchup's not like he's playing a really, really tough defense. They're just mediocre or average, and I don't have any concern about playing Philip Lindsay, so I agree. I'm starting him with confidence. Jay, you want to go second?
Yeah, I'll go second. It's kind of awkward because we just bashed this guy for a second, but I have
Ronald Jones. Ronald Jones?
Marvin Jones.
Oh, jeez.
Okay.
Ronald Jones is not in this.
I know, I was just making a joke.
Ronald Jones has been put on the...
He's in a
I don't know
coma.
where Ronald Jones is. He's been a healthy scratch for 2 weeks.
Yeah. Not good.
Because he can't
so
catch
Marvin Jones. You didn't really hammer Marvin Jones.
I didn't hammer him too much.
I did.
Like we talked about before, like the over-under is 51.5. You said that already. And when you have games like this, you want to have a lot of guys in this game. So I don't have a problem starting Marvin Jones. Last year, he was a top 12 guy.
Right.
So it's not like he's dropped off the face of the earth. They just got Kenny Golladay, who's playing a little bit better right now. If you're going to give me any one of those receivers in Detroit Lions, I'll take them. I like Kerryon Johnson in this spot against New England, and I'll take any one of those guys, Tate, Marvin Jones, or Kenny Golladay.
Okay, so quick question. If you, for some reason, in a dynasty league, you own Marvin Jones and you own Kenny Golladay, you're in your flex spot, you can only start one. From what you just said from the last argument, that Kenny Golladay at best is the number 2, but he's probably the number 3 in Detroit.
Right.
Do you start the number 2-ish guy, which is Marvin Jones, or would you feel more confident starting Kenny Golladay?
If I have both those guys, I'm starting Kenny Golladay over Marvin Jones.
Really?
But I don't think Marvin Jones is just chopped liver. I think that he's still a good player. It's just not the high-profile, sexy name that everyone thinks.
Yeah, but Marvin Jones catches one long touchdown, he's gonna kill Kenny Golladay. If he catches that 160-yard touchdown like he did many times last season, then you're good to go.
I know, but touchdowns are kind of fluky.
Yeah, but you love boomer bust guys. You and Travis both love boomer bust guys.
And
so
that's
now
what you're
confused.
And that's what you're doing when you're playing in a Sunday night game.
Who do you like? Kenny Golladay or Marvin Jones? You have to start one of your
Golladay.
Really?
I'm starting Golladay. Why not? I'm in it. I'm picking a guy that I've seen, and I'm just gonna.
But Marvin Jones finished number 12 last year.
Yeah, that's last year, and that was with Golladay was hurt. Like if he would have played all season, then Marvin Jones did what he did. Then that's a good argument. But
I love it because one of the things I said at before the season started, I said that don't be surprised if Kenny Golladay before the season ends that he takes over the number 2 spot and starts competing as a number 1 because of red zone targets and touchdowns because of the tight end situation there. So I love to see Kenny Golladay. Now let me move on to my guy. When I opened up the piece of paper, I was like, yes, let's go. Clearly, I didn't know who my guy was playing. I love the name, Dion Lewis, playing on the road in Jacksonville. So right away, I'm gonna bow down to your 2 guys. I love both of your guys more than me, even Marvin Jones. Dion Lewis. I thought that week 1 could be fluky, and me and Jay talked about that last week. Of like
because
there was lightning, delays, and they had 2 or 3 different breaks of over an hour at a time, and so they didn't use Derrick Henry in the whole entire fourth quarter, or the third quarter, really, for that matter, because Derrick Henry's a bigger type of guy, and it's hard to get these bigger guys, after they're already stretched out and ready to go, you take them off the field for an hour and a half and then put them back on the field, they're not going to respond well to that, and you have hamstring issues, and you have other issues going on. Dion Lewis, obviously, we know is an undersized running back, so they used him to block, they used him to catch, they used him on the goal line multiple times. He got the goal line carry inside the 2-yard line, which I was shocked about, and we talked about it and said, you know what? I'm not going to take this small, tiny sample size and assume that Tennessee is going to do that every single week, and they didn't last week.
Right.
They fed Derrick Henry like they wanted to. They ended up winning the game, and I think there's a little bit of shift of like, hey, you know what? It is going to be a little bit 50-50, maybe 60-40 split. You're not going to see Derrick Henry just completely irrelevant the whole entire second half of the game again. And now you say that he's going to be on the road in Jacksonville, who's got a top 3 defense. We saw them shut down the Patriots offense and Tom Brady. I don't see why they won't do the same thing against Tennessee. So I don't love Dion Lewis, but
no,
for when you have him on your team, he's probably your number 3 guy.
Right.
How do you justify not
I
playing
don't
him?
know. If I had somebody better, I would play him or try to find
So,
somebody.
Phillip Lindsay or Deion Lewis?
Oh, Phillip Lindsay. Before.
I would take
Marvin-
Lindsay. I would take Lindsay
Marvin
over-
Jones or Deion Lewis?
I would say
Because
Marvin Jones.
before
Marvin
you answer,
Jones.
really, okay. So the only
because
thing
of the
is
situation, and the only reason why Saquon Barkley had 100-something yards because he had a 64-yard run
Okay.
against the Jaguars.
I agree.
And this was at home. Now
Week
it's on
one.
the road. Now you got Deion Lewis on the road against the Jaguars. It's not going to happen.
But neither one of you guys thinks that Tennessee's going to be down the entire game, right? So if they're down the entire game, who's going to be the guy in the second half that's going to be in the game? Not
You're
Derrick
talking about
Henry.
catching just
I
dinks
mean,
and
Yeah,
dunks.
it's gonna be
PPR
literally
league, yeah.
it's gonna be 8 targets of just dump down down
But I can
to
see this
Deion Lewis
being.
and garbage time.
If I look at this, I can see this being an overlook for the Jaguars. Sort of like a.
An easy win.
Or for like a 17-10 win, it's kind of boring.
Did you guys remember that Jacksonville lost to Tennessee both games last year?
Okay,
Did not know that.
but what I'm saying is Jacksonville's defense is stellar as all can be. Like they're
it's
well
beyond
above
stats.
average in the top 3, whatever. So as long as Jacksonville can score, and I don't think Tennessee's got that defense, it's going to hold them to 10 or 15 points. I think Bortles and the offense and Leonard Fournette should be back in this game by all accounts. If that's the case and they go up at halftime, Derrick Henry is going to be irrelevant again in the second half. It might be that situation where it's like they can't get anything started. They're down 2 touchdowns. They're not going to dump down to Derrick Henry. They might put him on the goal line for the touchdown, but as far as
I would
getting
stay
the
away
back
from
that's going to
Derrick
be
Henry.
yes, it's exactly. If it comes down to Deion Lewis or Henry, I'm playing Deion Lewis in a situation when the defense is good.
Right.
You
Yeah,
don't
on
think
the
this
road.
is prime for a letdown for Jacksonville after that?
It's
that
possible.
Huge,
It's
that
possible.
Huge high against beating.
But
New
how many
England.
yards and points is Titans really going to score against
That's what I mean.
a letdown Jaguars team
Right.
at home?
Right.
It's not like it's on the
Like,
road.
it could be a game where Deion
know?
Lewis gets like 7 receptions for like 31 yards.
And the Titans are playing, 2 quarterbacks now? They're playing
Right.
Gabbard and Mariota. And what is this? What
Right.
is this? Alabama? They're
Like,
trying to play
What's
two
wrong with
teams?
Tennessee, man? Like,
It's a mess.
well, that's a different.
Freaking mess.
That's a different
Tennessee's a mess,
episode.
they're 1-1.
They lose Delaney Walker and they just start panicking. They don't know who to play at
And
quarterback.
you know how many catches Jonnu Smith, his backup, got? 0. Not one catch
Exactly.
for Jonnu
They
Smith.
don't- He doesn't know who he is. This guy's like,
Not
hey, throw
one.
it to this guy. He's like, I don't even know who that guy is. Like,
I almost want to throw his name back because I just slammed
I gotta pick one?
the S out of him. Yep.
I love it.
Who hasn't gone first yet?
Oh, I haven't gone first yet.
I'll go. I'll go. Go
Go
ahead.
ahead, Jay.
Okay, my guy, Will Fuller.
Nice.
He's
Fuller.
at home versus
love,
the New York Giants.
love me some Fuller.
And
Ooh.
I'm jumping all over Will Fuller.
He's like a
in-
bigger Tavon Austin.
He missed week 1 with the injury.
Ooh.
Came back week 2 and he actually had a pretty good game. And now he goes against the Giants who are 0-2 and now they're on the road versus the Texans. The Texans are also 0-2. I think this is where they get their
First win.
ship. They're gonna win. They haven't played a home game yet. They're 0-2. But they played both games on the road.
Right.
So now they're in front of the home crowd. I think
Okay.
Deshaun Watson turns it around. Houston's favored by 6. I think they're going to want to make a statement here. I think they're going to want to come out and they're going to want to show that their defense is good and their offense is pretty good too. They're not an 0-2 team. They're probably one of the best 0-2 teams in the NFL right now.
I agree with that because they haven't been clicking. But are you concerned that the over/under total being only 41.5 and the Giants' defense being a little
That's
bit above
because
average?
of the Giants. That's not because of Houston. I think Houston has a good defense. The Giants don't really have anything. I thought the Giants were going to be better this year than they were last year. They're the same team.
Well,
They just have a
I'm
new
talking
coach.
about defensive wise.
They played okay defensive.
They held Jacksonville to 13 and they held Dallas to I
at
think,
home,
20.
at home, and then they went on the road and but Dallas isn't that high-powered offense. I think the Texans have better.
Dallas has
but
nobody
Texans-
like DeAndre Hopkins and they
Right.
have nobody like
But
They don't have Will Fuller either. They
Trust
don't have
me.
Will Fuller, or they don't have.
I agree with that, but Texans offense hasn't been clicking. They just played the Tennessee Titans and only put up 17 points and had
Correct.
every opportunity in the world to score multiple times in the second half and
Correct.
didn't.
Something's got to break. They're both 0-2, so you're going to see something. This is a tough one.
But Will
If you
Fuller,
had to pick
do
somebody
you love
in
Will
this
Fuller
team-
in this situation?
No, I don't love.
I don't
I don't
love
love
it.
anybody in this game unless they're
Right.
an automatic starter.
Unless it's OBJ or Hopkins.
Or Hop, exactly. And Barkley.
Right. I agree.
Somebody that's
Lamar
that's
Miller.
Yeah,
Lamar
somebody's gotta
Miller,
stand out.
100. No, I don't even think Lamar Miller's 100 actually on this.
Right. He gets shut down, then they're
Like,
gonna go. It's like
I own-
dink and dunk.
But I own Will Fuller in a dynasty league, and my issue with Will Fuller is I'm scared to play him, and I'm scared not to play him. Because if you don't play him, like I didn't this week, because I was like, you know what, he's coming off a hamstring injury. I don't know if he's going to be decoy or not, so I didn't play him. And of course, he goes off for 8 catches and 113 yards and a touchdown. All of a sudden now I play him again, and now he's
It
non-existent.
was the
and
same thing last year.
Exactly. He's one of those guys that's like, it's either a huge week or it's not a huge week, and you have to pick your spots with him. So I'm probably going to play him this week because he's playing at home. So look for Will Fuller
He's
to have a
only
horrible
good,
game.
but he's only good with
Deshaun Watson.
Deshaun Watson.
And
Because
Deshaun
even
Watson
last year when Deshaun Watson came in, he went for 6
And he-
games.
and he
Fuller
changed.
had the best 6 games of stretch career, and I think that's what's going to happen. You just got to be patient.
How confident are you with Will Fuller,
So
Jay?
you're living by fear.
I live
Yeah, of
with
course.
Will Fuller. Yeah,
What are
with
you
the
talking
guy that's
about?
always injured.
Every week in fantasy, you live by fear.
Thank you.
What are you talking about?
Would
There's
you-
nothing set in stone.
Jay, would you start Will Fuller over Philip Lindsay in your flex?
You know what? I would consider starting Will Fuller over Philip Lindsay
Okay, would you start Will Fuller
because
over
Lindsay's
Galladay?
is in a split.
Galladay over Galladay?
I would probably
Oh, that's
go.
tough.
That's
I
a
would
coin
go
flip to me.
Fuller over Galladay.
Okay, so you're pretty confident on Will Fuller.
I'm confident in Will Fuller this week.
Send me a trade offer because he's yours.
There you
Dave,
go.
you want to go second?
I have Kerryon Johnson,
Yeah, you do.
Oh.
which
Sunday night.
which from the past couple of weeks seems pretty good. It's not something that I'm like super excited, but I'm excited because
He's
hold
getting
on.
better, Bubba.
Hold on. I'm excited because they're at home, they're on turf, and the Patriots look terrible, and they were terrible against Grant. Corey Grant killed him. He had at least, what do you have here? 6 receptions, 56 yards.
Ooh,
If
Corey
you-
Grant.
if-
Whew.
Yeah, if you take that, that's that in a PPR league, you're going to get 11, 12 points based off whatever. But if this is somebody you have to play, and this is like in your sort of your flex again, we're talking about, then I would play him. Especially, it's going to be a Sunday night game. This is going to be fun.
And Theo Riddick.
Theo
hurt
Riddick
his
is
ankle.
already, yeah.
So he's
It's gonna be
questionable.
fun.
And I don't know how LeGarrette Blunt played week 2 because week 1 I was watching the game when he got
Dude,
bent
what
back
is-
and his knee was planted still on the ground,
Right.
and his back was behind, like he touched the ground. So being 30-something years old and as big as he is, I was shocked that he played last week. And
He's
granted, he didn't get that many touches or receptions or anything, but. If he's kind of still banged up and Theo Riddick's still a little bit banged up, this could be a Kerryon Johnson and Amir Abdullah type of game where Kerryon Johnson's going to say, "Hey, look, we're going to play." Patricia's playing his old team. Okay,
And that's what I was wondering.
hope-
He's a better
hopefully
runner
he
and
knows a
tackles.
little bit of the offense and can kind of do something for Detroit and maybe say, "Hey, look, they can't defend when we do this or that." And Kerryon could have a huge game here.
So do you?
Don't sleep on
I think
Kerryon.
Kerryon Johnson's better runner and tackles. Besides, I don't really like LeGarrette Blunt.
Me either.
I'm not a fan of him. I just think that every stop he's gonna make now is just gonna be like
As
sort
a
of
fill-in
stepping stone,
goal line back.
Fill in, yeah,
Okay.
whatever.
I
don't like Theo Riddick, because he's gonna hurt. Like I think that Kerryon Johnson will be the future, and the better and the faster they put him in a winning situation, he's gonna be better.
Successful.
I like Kerryon Johnson as well, but is anyone worried about that narrative about LeGarrette Blunt playing his old team and
No.
Matt Patricia being there?
I
playing his
would've
old team?
If he did something week
Yes.
1 or
Yep.
2, then
Yep.
yes. But
Yes.
dude, I have one of my dynasty leagues. It's pointless.
Like,
He
you
had
don't
negative 40, and then he had like 12 yards rushing.
I'm not
even-
worried about him between the midfield, like chewing up the field like, and getting a whole bunch of yards. What I'm worried about is this a game where Kerryon Johnson plays a great game and they get down to the 2-yard line and then they put in Blunt just to get the touchdown.
But
against
I
the
think that's
Patriots, and it
always going to
happens
be. I think
twice.
that's always going to be the possibility. You got to
Then
live
all of a
with.
sudden,
Let me-
Blunt has 3 carries, but 2 of them are touchdowns.
Yep.
Jay, when was the last time the Lions actually handed the ball off inside the 5-yard line?
2 weeks ago.
Right, I'm saying, but like, when was it like consistent? Like you're right.
It hasn't been, but that's because they haven't had LeGarrette Blunt. They haven't had a guy that's over
They don't
240
even-
pounds.
They barely have LeGarrette Blunt now. He seems to be hurt. but
They like tiny running backs. They went out. They couldn't wait to go scoop up Donnell Pumphrey. He's like
right, but
5'3".
LeGarrette Blunt's not a tiny running back.
Right, exactly.
No,
That's why
he's-
they're handing him the
I
ball.
think you guys are agreeing.
You think-
I'm saying
you think
I'm
he's
not.
gonna-
I'm saying if I have Kerryon Johnson, I'm not worried about LeGarrette Blunt vulturing a couple
No,
of touchdowns.
neither do I.
Because what he's going to do in the passing game and the running game, if you give me a running back, he's going to get the first and second down carries and
Right.
also get some targets as well. If he happens to get a vulture touchdown from it, yeah, that sucks, and no one wants that. But it's like, hey, I'm okay with that because my guy's getting the bulk of the carries and the touches.
I'll
and
tell you
that's
what,
fine.
if I know for 100% fact Sunday morning that Theo Riddick is out,
Right.
I love Kerryon Johnson.
Okay.
Not
I
just
agree.
like kind of like I love Kerryon
Okay,
Johnson.
but let's
if
say
Theo Riddick's out.
Theo Riddick's out. Let's just say then, Jay. Who's to say they don't start using Amir Abdullah a little bit in the passing game because that's what he's known for too. Like he can also catch. So it's not like you have to start Kerryon because there's no one else there. We're 4 running backs deep in Detroit, unfortunately.
But
none of them are like
on the
superstars.
On the depth chart, Amir Abdullah is already behind because he was a week 1 healthy and
Way
active.
behind.
Okay.
So he's behind.
But if
Kerryon
you take out Theo, who they're not going to run 2 running backs. They're
No,
going to
Take out LeGarrette, they're going to put in.
they'll have
Amir
Amir
Abdullah.
Abdullah in there, but he's not going to. He's
They
not going
already
to take
got
away
rid of
carries
Zach
from
Zenner,
Kerryon.
so Zach
So this is
Zenner's
what I'm
gone
saying.
too.
Like they like him more. He's been getting more touches, more carries.
Right.
I'm
Okay,
thinking
well,
he's gonna
that's
do it.
because you guys haven't heard my guy yet, okay?
Okay. Who's that?
This should be Jay's. Derrick Henry, who he just slammed 18 times,
Boom, boom.
is playing on the road
Pow pow.
with Dion Lewis, my other guy, in Jacksonville. Again, if Jacksonville's defense wasn't so good, the over-end in this game is 39. Like, clearly, they don't think there's going to be too many fancy relevant players in this game, and the one guy that if you're starting Derrick Henry, you're going to start him in your flex, you have to hope that first half that he gets a touchdown or breaks a long run, which is possible. I'm not saying he's going to have a horrible game, but in that first half, he's going to have to prove that he can
Unless
do
you
something.
have a terrible lineup, you're playing Derrick Henry every week. And that's okay. That's okay because you have no choice.
But in
But
redraft,
Unless
people-
you have a
but
terrible line?
no,
yes,
hold on.
because hold on. Like,
Okay.
listen, if you had a good draft and you have good running backs, you have good receivers, good tight ends, you want to play Derrick Henry. He has
Why?
all the attributes you want to, but you don't want to if you don't have to.
Right.
Because he never ever delivers right away. Like there's always a week where he's like up here, then he's down here, then he's up here.
But
then
last
he's down here.
last week
It's
he
insane.
played Houston's defense, who was average defense. He had 18 carries and rushed for 56 yards.
Yes.
Like
he's
needs-
frustrating. He's a frustrating running back.
he reminds me of Adrian Peterson that has to get a minimum of 20 touches a game to be relevant.
Look, Deion Lewis had 42 yards and he had 56. Like
They both
Derrick
didn't run.
Henry. Derrick
Okay.
Henry should kill it. He should be a back that should be a top, like just killing it.
So you can't chalk that up to Houston having a good run defense. They shut both running backs down,
Right.
Not just Henry. They shut down Deion Lewis too, and Henry got more carries.
And Tennessee
In-
was winning majority of the game.
In week 1,
yeah, exactly.
I didn't even realize that in week 1, Henry had a long touchdown called back for holding.
Yes,
Okay.
I saw that because
Yeah.
I had him on. I had him in the.
Well, he never would have made it if they didn't hold.
But
Had
I'm
him in the
saying he
FanDuel.
would have.
I
He
had him
would
in
have.
the
He would have
FanDuel.
broke the tackle.
Okay.
But what I'm saying is,
He hasn't broken tackles since at Alabama. Well, go ahead.
that's his only job is breaking tackles.
Yeah,
Not anymore.
not in the NFL. He's not.
If you're on the
Not for
2-yard
long.
line, week 1, let me set
And
this
he
picture
had
for
he
you.
had a completion too. He was 1 for 1 for 8 yards passing.
Let me set this up for
Oh,
you guys.
jeez, he's
Week-
a superstar.
Week 1, on the 2-yard line, they gave the ball to Dion Lewis, who's 5'8", 180 pounds, 2 times on the 2-yard line.
Because of the weather.
But you're
They
telling me
pulled
they can't
Henry
put
out of
him
the
in there
game.
to fall forward 2 yards? He's 260 pounds.
You don't want to get
He's
him
a
hurt.
beast. Stop, Jay.
Okay.
Stop. I know you like Derrick Henry. Listen, and I think he should be a top running back. He just hasn't proven it yet. He hasn't said anything about him to make you think like, you know what? I played Derrick Henry. I'm okay.
And
if he's your number 1 running back, are you happy?
You're
No.
losing.
Exactly.
He's a flex guy.
Okay, but I'm just saying, like we should be talking about Derrick Henry as a number 1 running back.
Yeah, because of his size and his
Correct.
strength and his youth and everything else.
He's a big boy. Like he should be dominating.
I know, but right now we've both
Dude,
agreed
DeMarco
that-
Murray had a 70-yard run. You don't see anything.
We
about
both
Henry.
agree that Tennessee Titans right now are an absolute mess.
Right.
The whole team is a mess.
I agree.
I thought
Okay.
Matt LaFleur going there was actually going to change the offense. He hasn't done any of
No.
that. It looks like just like last year's team.
No, it's just as bad.
They're not using Corey Davis the right way, in my opinion. They're barely throwing to Taywan Taylor, who I think is good. I think
Rashard
that should
Matthews,
be Taylor and
2 receptions, 8 yards. Come
And they're
on.
not using the running backs the right way. Obviously, they had 2 offensive linemen out in the Tennessee game,
Okay.
including Taylor Lewan, who was a Pro Bowler.
That explains the
Right.
running, not necessarily Houston's defense. That explains that the
Well, they had
offensive
2
line.
offensive linemen. So, like, the whole team is not just the running game. The whole team is a mess right now.
It is. It's pretty bad.
Okay, so
And they had 1-1.
I hate to try to make a case for my guy, but can we all agree
You
that
made a
no one
terrible
feels
case for Derrick
comfortable?
Henry.
with
That was the
Derrick
worst
Yeah,
ever.
I mean, if I have Derrick, I'm playing him. I'm sorry. You can't.
Wait, but are you playing him over? Who'd you pull? Are you playing him over Kerryon Johnson or
Galladay or
No. Kerryon or
Marvin Jones.
Marvin Jones? No. Marvin Jones wasn't your guy. That was
That
last
was-
round.
Will Fuller?
Nope, that was round before that. Who's your third guy, Bubba?
No, Pierre Garcon.
Mine's
That was
Kerryon
later.
Johnson.
It was Marvin Jones.
Okay, so
Wait,
Jesus.
Kerryon Johnson.
Kerryon
Derrick
Johnson
Henry,
or Marvin Jones?
or
Or
To
Derrick
me,
Henry.
Derrick Henry's third.
Yeah, I got it.
I would go Kerryon, then Marvin Jones, then Derrick Henry in that exact order.
I can see that.
If you don't agree with me, you're wrong.
I can see that argument.
Jay, you're not starting Derrick Henry over
If
those two guys.
Theo Riddick is out, then Kerryon Johnson is my number one.
I don't care
If
who's
Theo
in or
Riddick
out.
is not out and he's playing, I'm not starting Kerryon over Derrick Henry.
You said,
I don't know.
If Theo Riddick plays, you're starting Derrick Henry over Kerryon, Jay.
Yes.
You want a wall bet. If Theo Riddick plays, I'll take Kerryon versus Derrick Henry.
Yeah, and if Theo Riddick doesn't play, then there's no wall bet. But yeah, if Theo Riddick plays,
Let me put that down.
Derrick Henry versus Kerryon Johnson, will put it on the wall. Wall bet.
It's on the wall.
So
Fantasy points
Kerryon
PPR
Kerryon Johnson's going to play, and then so you're basically banking on a guy not playing.
He's hoping that Theo. I'll take the bet either way. I don't care if Theo Riddick
Theo
plays or
Riddick's
not.
not playing. I still like Kerryon Johnson better than even if he does play.
Yeah, that's what I said. I don't. It doesn't matter to me if he plays or not. So however you want to take the bet, Jay, you just let me know if we're on or not.
The thing is like Jay, like you know, like me, and even when I was helping your dad doing his fantasy league,
Mhm.
and he was like Derrick Henry, I'm like, God, you gotta take Derrick Henry. You gotta like you just do like you're just thinking that DeMarco Murray's gone and this is his time.
Yeah.
And he doesn't.
But then,
take advantage
but
of
then
it.
they went out and got Deion Lewis, and it was like,
Which
oh
is
damn.
fine,
And-
because
but it's not
that's
though.
normal,
If you're Derrick
it's
Henry,
normal.
but if you're Derrick Henry owner, you want him to be an every down back. As soon
Correct,
as they
but
bring
he's
in
not.
that guy,
Do you actually see Derrick Henry catching 5-6 catches a week? No, it's not.
No,
he's
he's
not
still
Le'Veon
catching
Bell. He's
two.
not.
True,
Le'Veon-
yeah.
Okay, I get that, but that's the point. Is that you
Unless-
want Derrick Henry is your guy that you know inside the 10, the 15, whatever. He's going to get those carries.
but then
That's going to give him the opportunity to score touchdowns.
But then he didn't week one, and you can say
Right.
it was from lightning
Correct.
and the weather delay, and that's what I hope it is from.
It was a
But
7-hour game.
that's
Damn.
a tough. That's a tough.
if Derrick Henry was here right now, bro, he would just be
it's tough. I get
blown
what you're
away. His mom doesn't love him as much as Jay loves him.
saying.
I mean, damn. Okay, do we want to
But
pull
like,
one more name?
all know.
No,
yeah.
we should probably crack it.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
We
This
only
is
got-
I don't want to go too long.
Okay, that's what she said. Let's pull one more name and make a case. Not each, just one name. Royce Freeman. Okay, that's actually, you know what? I'm glad I
There you
pulled
go.
him. So we already had Philip Lindsay that we talked about.
Mhm.
If you own both, somehow you have Royce Freeman and Philip Lindsay because you picked them up off the waivers or you traded for them, and you're like, damn, I got to make a choice, and I have both these Denver running backs. Who do I feel comfortable playing? Royce Freeman or Philip Lindsay? They're obviously both on Denver, and they're playing on the road in Baltimore, like we said. Neither one of us is scared of, or none of us are scared of Baltimore's defense. So you can only start one. Freeman might be the guy that's going to get the touchdown. Who's going to get more volume? Who's going to get more touches?
I actually have both these guys in one
Okay.
of my leagues. It's the keeper league. I have Royce Freeman, who I drafted. Lindsay, I picked up on the waiver wire on the first week,
Mhm.
and both weeks, week
Still
1
pick
and
up.
week 2, I've played Freeman. I'm thinking about switching to Lindsay and just riding the hot hand while I can,
Wow.
and I'm going to start Lindsay, and then my other guy's Tevin Coleman, who Devonta Freeman's out. So
Right, but Joe Mixon did get a lot of goal line carries, and Freeman to me is kind of the same running back like Joe Mixon.
you think Royce Freeman is?
Yes, is the same as Joe Mixon. Because last week
What?
the Bengals played the Ravens last week,
Mhm.
and you know Joe Mixon wouldn't have got hurt, he would have had a lot more points.
Well, he had 21 carries last week, Joe Mixon.
Right, but he wound up getting hurt like
Mhm.
going into the fourth
Yeah.
quarter. I remember that, and that's what Giovanni Bernard got kind of like a boost. But again, that was last week,
I
so
mean, you're talking the difference between Lindsay, who is an undrafted free agent, essentially, and Royce Freeman, who was drafted by them, and Booker obviously is an odd man out. Lindsay got 14 carries, Freeman got 8, okay? So Lindsay had more carries. Lindsay rushed for 107 yards, but one of those carries was 53 yards,
Right.
okay? He happened to break one. If he doesn't, which I'm saying, you can't take anything away from him, but if he didn't break that long run, he has 14 carries for 50 yards. It's not that great of a day. It's the passing game, like you said. He only had one catch for 4 yards. They both had one target. Lindsay had one. Royce Freeman had one. Freeman didn't catch his. Lindsay caught his for 4 yards. So it's not that big of a difference. I'm a little concerned
That's why I
that
like the
why
Joe
is
Mixon
Lindsay getting
factor.
more touches than a bigger back?
Because he's riding the hot hand.
Okay,
Vance
but
Joseph is riding the hot hand.
But Freeman got the touchdown because once it comes down to the goal line, it's going to be Freeman. So, like I
Right.
said, do you want the guy that's going to not get pulled to the goal line, or do you want the guy that might get more catches? And that's what it kind of comes down to.
To me, Lindsay's the kind of guy that can break one and take it to the house, like you just
Freeman
said.
can too.
I don't know if Freeman can. I don't know if he has that breakaway speed.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like Freeman can break tackles, but
That's
I don't know if
only
he
week
has
two,
that.
So it's tough.
Thank you.
Once he hits the second level, like Freeman, like is he a guy that can get caught from behind? Whereas I don't know if
Right.
Lindsey is a guy that can get caught from behind.
Wow, he ain't getting caught from behind. Got more touchdowns
I
than
don't-
any other
I
player in
don't-
college
I
football
just
history.
don't know if
Yeah,
he
but
has
that's like
breakaway speed.
well, like read options, RLP. You know what I mean? Like that's
It's Oregon.
different.
It's Oregon, bro.
Exactly, it's Oregon too.
So what?
Playing against the
No,
Pac-12.
Mariota
garbage.
wasn't there.
Like Oregon State's garbage.
So-
So he had at least 6 against those two
As
teams.
soon as this loads, I'm gonna tell you what happened week 1. Didn't week 1?
They had an even split, 17 carries for 51 yards.
No, 15 carries. Yes, 71 yards each.
Right, so
but it
they're
came down to
splitting.
the passing game.
No, it was
And
17
Lindsey-
carries for 51 yards. Both.
I'm looking at it right now. 15 carries for 71 yards each. Lindsey had 2 catches for 31 yards. He got the touchdown week 1. Freeman didn't have any catches. So again, I don't see Freeman caught balls at Oregon,
I don't know why they're not throwing to him.
but he has 1 target for 2 games.
Well, maybe they didn't want to put him in that sort of.
I guess in a PPR league, you're right. I guess you have to start Lindsey, but don't be surprised if Freeman all of a sudden gets 10 carries, but he gets 2 touchdowns. He might only run for 40 yards, but if you should have 2 touchdowns, he's the guy you want to own. So I hate saying this. It's a coin flip. I hate saying that I'm on the fence about this, but I would literally wait till the last possible minute to make this decision, and I don't want to take a guy that's undrafted over a guy that
Lindsey and Freeman. That's a tough.
I know.
That's tough. You put yourself in a tough decision.
Vance Joseph and I are going to ride the hot hand.
Okay, and the hot hands right now is Philip Lindsey.
Philip Lindsey.
So Jay's going Lindsey. David, you're going.
I would go Philip Lindsey.
I'll go Philip Lindsey just because you guys did. Then I guess I don't know. I don't love either one.
Exactly, but if I had to pick one, yeah.
If I'm
going
gonna go with the
Philip
guy
Lindsey.
that I think is gonna get more touches, you got to go with the guy that's gonna get more touches.
If I'm gonna go with the guy in the open field, I know he'll break a tackle or whatever that I've seen. Yeah, I'm gonna go Philip Lindsey.
You don't want to go the guy that could get 10 carries and 3
Royce-
touchdowns.
Yeah, but Freeman's gonna have to have something open up and then he breaks through and whatever. Like to me, it
Well, so
just
does
seems
Lindsey.
like but Lindsey can catch like a screen pass or an out and take it 10, 15 yards. I don't see Freeman doing that right now.
All right, then
I
last
don't
question.
see they're using him.
Last
in
question
that
of the entire episode. Moving forward in a dynasty league, would you rather have Royce Freeman or would you rather have Philip Lindsey? At this moment, week 2,
Moving on in a dynasty.
in a dynasty league, Dave, who would you rather have? Royce Freeman, Philip Lindsey. You can own
That's
just
tough.
one of them. I like Royce Freeman.
I would probably stick with Freeman and going long distance.
I don't want this to be a Tariq Cohen thing where last season Cohen just blew up the first four weeks or 3 weeks ish,
Yeah,
and
but
then
Cohen's
kind
so
of
good
tailed
just
off.
now.
He's okay, but he's not getting those 8 and 9 catches like he was the first couple of weeks of the season last year when Pete and whatever made the trade for Gillislee for Cohen. Everyone thought Cohen was going to blow up.
Yeah.
To me,
And,
though,
and he fizzled out
to me, I think that it's a whole thing with Freeman's got better draft capital,
for sure.
better draft pedigree, like we talked about. Philip Lindsey's an undrafted free agent, and I think he's a good change of pace back.
But they
And I
don't
think
owe
that
Lindsey anything because you said he's undrafted free agent.
And
He
not
starts
only that, not only that,
declining.
but
They can let go of him anytime.
he's a smaller guy, so I don't think he's a guy that they want to give 15 to 20 carries every week
And
because
that's-
he's going to end up breaking down. Whereas Freeman is a bigger guy, and I think for the long haul, Freeman will have a better, I don't know, year or career, however you want to spin it.
Mhm.
But I think that Freeman, with a pedigree, I think he's shown that he's done it for longer.
It comes down to Freeman can be an every down back if necessary, if something happens.
Right.
Philip Lindsey, to me, is a Darren Sproles type of guys that can get carries for sure, and he can be that spot starter, change of pace guy, and get you receptions. But he'll never be, ever, in my opinion, an every down back where he's going to get 20 carries in a game. His cap is like 12 to 15 carries max, maybe 5 to 6 receptions, which is great. It's great if you're your flex guy, for sure.
Mhm.
But I want the guy that's a prototypical size running back that can handle the load of getting 20 to 25 touches a game and is not going to get pulled to the goal line and is not going to get pulled to short down yardage. So I'll take the Royce Freeman if I had to make a decision. You agree? Royce Freeman
Yeah,
or
I'm gonna
Philip
go
Lindsey?
Royce Freeman.
Okay.
Yeah. Just because, like you guys saying, like just the
Better
the
draft
draft
pedigree.
pedigree.
That's it.
They've already. And if this was like the 3rd or 4th year,
They're
then
committed
yes, I
to
would do-
Freeman
correct.
more than they are to Philip Lindsey.
Right. They already
unfortunately.
said, you know what, we like this guy. We've watched him. We've scouted him. We're gonna draft him. This is where we're gonna stand on him.
Well,
So obviously that's what's gonna happen. They were surprised by Lindsey. That's what
right.
that's what tests real teams. Is that when you have a guy drafted in the 4th, 5th, 6th round, he winds up being like Lindsey. This is what's going to test really good teams, and then make sure that
They
you know,
stick
they
to
know
what
to
they.
do. Correct.
That's it.
Right.
That's what ruins teams like Cleveland
Right.
Browns, where the next new shiny toy comes, and they're like, "Oh,
Yeah.
we got to get Deshaun Kaiser. We got to get you in the game.
Right.
Johnny Manziel, we got to get you in the game."
Right.
And they force these guys into the game before they're ready. Not saying Lindsey's not ready, but in every situation, you kind of have to play it by ear and know what you know, and not just get sidetracked because the next newest toy comes along and has a breakout game, and then you say, "Oh, you know what? We're done with this guy. We're going to go over here." No, you stick to what works, and you stick to what your scouts and everyone else is telling you. And what they're telling you is they're higher on Freeman than they were on Lindsey.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to go. This is the first time in this podcast all three of our hosts have agreed that on anything. So I'm surprised. I'm ready to crack one to that. You guys ready to crack one?
Yeah, let's
Let's crack it up. Fucking